How's it going, everyone? Hope you're having an awesome day today. Wraith here with another Doom Eternal video, and this time I wanted to talk about what could have happened prior to Doom Eternal. Where did the Slayer go? Where did he find the Fortress of Doom? And other topics that have been on the minds of many in the Doom community. Before I get going, I always like to say thank you for all the support on the channel. It has come a long way, and I really appreciate that you took the time to watch this video. If you're new here and love Doom, then you are in the right place. Let's try to get this video up to 1,000 likes so we can get it out there more. Alright, let's get going. Doom Eternal has been out for a good amount of time, giving many fans the answers to many questions that have arose over the years. One big reveal was how the Doomslayer was indeed Doom Guy from the original games. We got to know more about the Sentinel people and how they were connected to both Urdak and Hell. We also got to know about the origin of Argent Energy. These are all some of the few major plot points that were answered. However, there still remains many questions regarding the time frame between Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal. There have been many theories and speculations prior to Doom Eternal, but now that we've had some time with the game and its lore, we may be able to get a better grasp on the Slayer's whereabouts between the two games. One of my earlier videos that has really helped out the channel was the topic of the Slayer's whereabouts between the two games, and if you want to check that one out, I'll leave a link in the description below. For the most part, that video is a bit outdated in terms of what could have happened, but in all regards, it's a video I enjoy watching just to see how wrong or correct I was back in 2018. Anyway, one of the main questions concerning the time frame between the games that hasn't really been answered was how did the Slayer obtain the Fortress of Doom? We know that in the lore, the fortress was among many other battle stations that the Sentinel army used during both the Unholy Crusade and when they migrated to other worlds. So with that being said, we know that the Sentinel people, along with the help of the Makers, were able to either use some kind of slip space or teleportation technology, as Argent must be light years away from our solar system and possibly our galaxy. Another thing to mention would be the idea that Samuel Hayden may or may not be the Seraphim. Throughout Doom Eternal, there are major hints at him being originally from Urdak, such as the system or consciousness within his robotic body is similar to the architecture found on the Fortress of Doom, which is both Sentinel and Urdak origin.
Dr. Hayden is transferring himself into your ship's mainframe. The architecture is similar to his own. This will...
While assisting the Slayer on Urdak, the AI says, "Welcome, Seraphim," assuming that it was talking to Hayden.
Welcome, Seraphim.
He's able to activate a crucible, which technically in the codex it says that only a Sentinel King can activate one, but other Sentinel warriors and marauders were able to have their own version of a crucible, but then again a Maker could do it as well. And finally, he was able to pass through dimensions prior to the events on Mars. Only the Doomslayer and Hayden were the known humans to do that, but if he is of Urdak origin, then it would be possible for him anyway. On top of that, if he really is the Seraphim, or at least possesses his consciousness or memories, then we can have a better understanding on why he didn't want to kill the Slayer after the events on Mars. Assuming he is the Seraphim, he would have needed the Slayer to be alive and to provide assistance when needed. At the end of Doom 2016, he teleported the Slayer somewhere which we didn't know at that time. However, with the lore of Doom Eternal and the origins of the Fortress of Doom, I would say that it would be very possible that Hayden sent the Slayer to Argent. In my opinion, Argent would make the most sense, as the Fortress of Doom could have been stationed there at one of the fallen cities that we didn't get to visit, and the talisman or circular object that he uses on Deg Nylox could have been there as well. Now of course the tether system would for the most part only be used to pull the Slayer from a location to the point of origin such as Mars. However, since the UAC had teleportation technology, and if Hayden was the Seraphim who has been to Argent would have known the location of the Sentinel world. Sending him there would not only keep him occupied with other things while Hayden continued to work with Argent Energy, but he would have also known how resourceful the Slayer would be and would eventually make his way back to our solar system in case of another Hell outbreak. Upon arriving at Argent, the Slayer could have also encountered the Wretch, who we have yet to know more about. The future DLCs will be after the events of Doom Eternal, and I believe it was Hugo Martin who said that we will get to see someone who we've been wanting to see for a while. This person may be the Wretch, and in the DLCs we may get a glimpse or some codex that will explain the whereabouts of the Slayer between the two games. The Slayer would have had some kind of help in order to get the Fortress of Doom up and running. It wouldn't be until after the fortress was operational that Vega would be of assistance, so I'm thinking that the Wretch would be the only other person to help the Slayer. On top of that, the Slayer has a new and improved Praetor suit, so the Wretch could have helped him with that as well. What do you guys think about that? As far as the object he uses to weaken the Hell Priests, it would have somewhat of the same origin as the object he uses to power up the Crucible at Terras Navad. The object that the Slayer used on the Crucible would have contained Wraith energy, as that is what powered the sword, so the object that he uses on the Priest might have contained the essence of Hell or Argent energy. The priests partook of the essence and then eventually Argent energy, which granted them immortality, considering how long they have lived.
They combined Sentinel and Hell energies together, refined it, and created Argent. With it they did wondrous things, saved worlds from extinction, healed the sick, and gave infinite power to those worthy of it.
The Conmaker could have also blessed them, similar to how the Marauders are blessed with the Divinity Machine to avoid death, and granted them a type of invulnerability against the Slayer. The Slayer alone could not have figured out a way to override the protection unless he either knew of this process when he lived among the Sentinel people, or if the Wretch helped him out. I really feel like the Wretch is someone of great importance to the Slayer, although we hardly know anything about him. I really do hope that the Wretch will be encountered in the DLCs and can know more about his origin. If the Slayer had help from the Wretch on Argent D'Nur, he would have helped him with the Praetor Suit, the Fortress of Doom, and the knowledge of the objects to bring down the invulnerability of the Hell Priests. The other Hell Priests had guardians that possessed the objects, but we never knew of Dagnilex's guardian if he even had one. Honestly, I don't think Dagnilex had a guardian, as he was the easiest priest to dispose of. Plus, once the Slayer encountered Nilox, the priest was surprised to see him. If he had a guardian, he might have not been as surprised or would have had more protection on his barge. Unless, of course, the Slayer encounters the guardian for Dagnilex on Argent D'Nur prior to traveling to Earth. This may be possible, as the Slayer could have learned of the Dags' whereabouts and their plans on Earth. Otherwise, he along with Vega somehow found the priests on Earth when they traveled there by accident or by luck. The Slayer was really out of the loop of what was going on while he was trapped in the sarcophagus and while he was trying to end the invasion on Mars. After being teleported by Hayden the last time, I believe his first priority was to find Hayden and exact revenge. Of course, finding out that Hell invaded Earth, his revenge on Hayden would have been put on hold. I wonder how angry he was when he was told by Vega they needed Hayden to find Dagrov, and on top of that, Hayden was already defeated by the Dark Realm from his counterattack named Operation Hellbreaker. You know what? I think the breaking point was how frequently Hayden told the Slayer about the Icon of Sin.
The Conmaker is nearby. We must stop her before she completes the ritual and gains full control over the Icon of Sin. We must move quickly, for the Icon of Sin grows more powerful the longer it is on Earth. The longer the Icon of Sin is on Earth, the stronger he will become. If you cannot stop him, Earth has no hope for survival.
Yeah, that was it. Other than that, once the Slayer brought the Fortress of Doom to the orbit of Earth, he would have traveled to the surface and fought against the Demon Horde for some time. We know that the two games are roughly 8 months apart from each other, so it wouldn't be too crazy to say that half of that time would have been the Slayer getting the Fortress of Doom, etc., and then fighting Hell on the surface of Earth up until the events of Doom Eternal. I don't think the Slayer would just wait there for Vega to find the Hell Priest, as the Slayer wants to RipNtear as soon as possible. Prior to Doom Eternal, he could have fought near some Ark bases in some other regions of Earth that were not as bad as others. To me, it would make sense for the Slayer to help the Ark bases counterattacks from the Dark Realm and to ensure they can remain operational after he moved on to another area. The Ark broadcasts talk about how the Slayer fought against the forces of Hell in certain regions of Earth, other than the places we go to in the game. Something I mentioned in another video of mine was about the logs from Dr. Elena Richardson. Her logs seem to be years away from the beginning of the game, so either there was an error with the time frame, or there has been many years of fighting for the survival of Earth. Either way, I feel the Slayer would have made good use of his time helping humanity other than collecting books, figures, and a little PC gaming in his fortress. All in all, the time between the games seemed like a big opportunity lost by id Software, but on the other hand, it could still be discovered by the DLCs. Keep in mind that the DLCs that we are going to get are just for year one, so there could be another round of DLCs next year. The future is bright for Doom Eternal, and I am so excited for all the new content that we will be getting throughout the rest of this year. What do you guys think about the time between the two games? Do you think I might be accurate or way off? Let me know down in the comment section and let's get the conversation started. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and if so, be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video so we can get it out there more. Also, be sure to set up notifications so you can stay up to date with all of the videos I upload on the channel. Like I've mentioned before, I really appreciate all the support on the channel, and it wouldn't be where it is without you all, so thank you. Check out my social media accounts at RipNtear Gaming to see other content and updates over there as well. Hope you all have a great one, and until next time, fellow Slayers, don't forget to RipNtear, Peace.